Hello, hello, hello. Surprise, 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 surprise. I was thinking of something earlier that I was going to say, but I don't know. It must have been a lie. I have begun to, there are people, and we all have these people in our lives that post a social media, make a social media post for attention. I'll give you, for instance, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. What happened? They just want people to start saying, "What happened? Are you all right? What?" I get rid of those type of people as often as I can. Um, and there's many more. But hi, Ronnie. How are you? How was the visit with your your stepson and step grandson? Hello, Janaea. Holly, Ronnie, and Janaea say hello.
Hello.
It's just like we just breathe life back into her over there. And I am in the process of running a wire out to the backyard so that we will be able to, by we, I mean the Benites and I, will be able to look at the squirrel feeder, the bird feeder, and the bird bath. Actually, both grandkids and stepson's wife came. Didn't expect so many, but it was a nice visit. Well, that's good. Hello, Sarah. And this morning, I think, was the first time I've ever gone out and I didn't spend a penny. We didn't stop anywhere, did
No, we didn't stop
we? Mrs. Biggins making her magical coffees in the morning is saving us a ton, a shit ton.
Gotta do my part in making your life better.
Look at her over there. We've got her in part of the screen. Ronnie, I'll have to be honest with you. I started watching Carnival of Souls and I considered climbing up to my roof and jumping into the driveway.
That's not nice.
Um,
Did you tell them you watched that other movie the other night with Michael Keaton?
oh my God, people.
And he directed
Now,
it.
I will probably go back and watch it, Ronnie. I started it and I said, I need to take a gummy and then go watch this. But listen to this. Last night, I think, or maybe
No, that was Saturday night.
Saturday night, Knox gone, right?
Knox goes away.
Knox goes away. It was on Max, I think.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton plays like kind of like a shady private investigator, and he is diagnosed with a form of dementia that doesn't take years, it's a matter of weeks. And it's actually a disease. And he starts like forgetting shit right away. Well, his son comes to him, and I won't give spoilers, but his son committed, his estranged son came to him, and he had committed a crime, a bad crime, and he needed his dad's help. And it takes a twist and a turn and bullshit like that, but you will. Max, if it was made for Max or it was somewhere else, but he deserves some sort of award for that. His career never really slowed down because he did that, and he's doing. He was Batman again in the Flash, and he's doing Beetlejuice, as is Moira, right?
Yeah. And Little Rider.
Sable's groundhog has been around. Oh, that's a turkey. Holly's going to have to take Sable inside for a minute because.
What?
Oh, I didn't know you were taking her. That's what I said. The turkeys just stroll across the backyard, and Sable will have none of that.
Come on, Sable. Let's go inside. Come on.
She runs in that door and out this one, but Mama's got her now. Did someone just eat it? I know it's sad. She sounds so upset, but we have the squirrels. She seems to, for some reason, have gotten used to. But the groundhog and the turkeys, there's no consoling her. I'm just watching. Part of the reasons why we have the turkeys too is because the bird feeders out there and they knock the seed onto the ground. And the turkeys are birds. But this one seems to be one in particular that hangs around here all the time. I think I could actually almost domesticate it. Hi, JLo. I have an interesting fact for you. It has to do with witches and the plague. And it has to do with the evil witch look, not like you guys. But what it was I saw a video by Neil deGrasse Tyson or deGrasse Tyson, and it was talking about how during the plague, like in the 17 or 1800s, um, it turns out the plague came from fleas, and fleas were on the mice and the rats. So people, and even in a lot of paintings from the period, there were mice in the corner or a rat on a shelf. And it turns out that ladies, single women, often had cats, and the cats kept away the rats and the mice. So those women never got the plague, and they were deemed sorceresses and thereby witches. And that's why in so many depictions you have of a witch, there's a cat. Just thought I'd share that with you. Well, I don't know where I could find the black and white version because I searched it and it's on Prime and it's colorized. But yeah, I had trouble with it. And I was suggesting earlier, Knox is Gone. It's a movie on Max starring Michael Keaton, and it's exceptional. Yes, in fact, JLo, I saved the picture of it, but not the video. Maybe I didn't save the picture of it. Yes. And somebody asked, wouldn't the fleas get on the cats? Which I thought too, but apparently back then they were treating the cats with, like, amongst other things, lavender. But it was Quantumara. What was I watching that on? Facebook, I guess. Let's see if I can find that on if they have an Instagram account. Quantum. Oh shit. Quantumara. Quantumara. No, it's not there. I guess I'll have to find it on Facebook. Quantumara. Fuck. Quantumara. Let me look at his YouTube page. Okay.
We would later learn that many of the plagues were from.
All right. What I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to copy this link, and you guys need to tell me if you can see this link. All right. If you guys see that link, copy and I'll wait. I'll wait because I want you guys to watch this. It's only like it's not even a minute long. But copy and paste that in a new browser window and watch that video. It's very interesting. I think it was interesting. I'm just being quiet here so you guys can watch that if you care to. NDT. Isn't that a pretty cool story? Just shows you how so well, you know, back in that time how silly it was. But look at when the pandemic came around and they thought how it was coming. Oh, okay. Um, Neil deGrasse Tyson. How the pandemic came out and people were blaming Asian people on it. And just there was violence against Asian people. But could you imagine you owned a cat, so it kept the rats and the mice away, and you weren't getting the plague, and you were considered a witch, and who knows what happened to you? We have the lovely Miss Sophie. She's completely white, and she's not deaf, which is something white cats are often deaf. Well, you think about it back with these Salem witch trials, um, how how is it that, like, yeah, I figured you meant cat. I figured you didn't mean your car wasn't deaf. But how is it that could you imagine prosecuting a trial back then? But then again, you had the communist stuff in the 60s. You had seems like the more we learn, the more we don't want to learn. Like how they used to have ads on television for cigarettes um, that doctors used to endorse them. And yet the tobacco industry knew they were making them addictive by adding nicotine. I've got to get a good picture out here, and I will, but of this squirrel's nest up in the tree, which is huge. That squirrel's nest, to give you a concept of how big it is, would probably not fit in a large garbage bag. And there's another one which you guys were out here with me watching when built in the corner over here, and I went and checked the other day where I could get a better view, and I saw it, and that's going to have babies in it. We, our next door neighbor had two peacocks, but they have since sent them to a sanctuary. And a neighbor down here had a peacock, but I mean, 20 years ago, it used to walk down the street, but I think it's since passed away. Hello, Cherie. But I don't see any peacocks. There's peacocks all over. People have them like as pets, but I haven't seen any in the immediate area for, well, they got rid of theirs like 3 years ago, 3 years ago. Let me take off this donate thing right now because I am going to try something different tomorrow. I'm going to make an opportunity um, to invest in. I got to consolidate some shit. And by consolidation, I actually make money. Were you off today, Shuri? Have you guys, you know LG Becky? and I would make sure she's in the room and give me permission before I do this. But for those of you that have ever contacted her or seen her Facebook page, have you seen how tall her husband is? It's like I thought of that because Cherie, I know your son is tall, but this guy is just huge. Like, and he's in a family photo, and it's just he's so tall. So, like I was telling you earlier, I've run. I think her husband's taller than that. He might be. If she stops in, I'll ask her. But I think he might be 6'9". That kid Cyrus that played the help technician in Vampire Situation, he's 6'5". He is in 3 days. First, wait, 1, 2, 3. In 4 days, he's moving from Texas to New York City. Howie was out here, but a wild turkey um, came in the backyard and Sable lost it. Yes, 6'10". I bet he's got duck a lot of places. Like, some houses only have 7-foot ceilings. He's handy to have around when you're hanging Christmas decorations or getting something out of the cabinets or changing a light bulb in the ceiling. But it's like at his height, he couldn't. I would be scared to death to have a ceiling fan turned on. Holly's right behind me. She's in the living room with. She'll be back out though. I've always been like tall for my family, but I'm only like 5'11", but that's still tall. But I think my brother-in-law is 6 foot. But like my cousins and everything, they're all like 5'10" or below. My best buddy Matt is 6'2". Dracula, I think, was 6'2" or 6'3". Our guy, Jared. And Martin, who plays Frankenstein, he's like 6'2" or 3". He's just a big boy. Good evening, Curly. Instead of Slim. Ha ha. By the way, I was telling people I've got a cord I'm running out to beyond the fence so that I can stick a camera out there that I can point at the squirrel feeder and the bird feeder and the bird bath so that I can live stream. We had a terrible accident in the township, the far end of the township. It's actually a place called West Atlantic City, but it was three cars were involved, but four people died. And one of them was a woman that was 8 months pregnant that had a 4-year-old daughter. So now they had a nice picture of her and her family, her and her husband and her daughter. And I'm thinking to myself, most kids are all excited when they know they're having a baby brother or sister. Not all are. A lot of kids are afraid of losing the attention, but most of the kids I know are excited that they have a baby coming into the family. So here she is, this little girl, and I would imagine since the mother was 8 months pregnant that they had already decorated the bedroom, the baby's room and everything. And this little girl was probably excited for her uh, new sibling. And what little girl doesn't love her mom? And now her mom is gone and no baby coming. Well, this was, and it wasn't her fault. She was, I think, driving, and the other car crossed the center line and hit her head on. And then a piece of her car flew off and hit another car, but the other car was drivable. But and the car burst into flames. It was just horrible. People don't slow down, and especially people would like one thing I've always Squatch, you'll be happy to hear this. One thing I've always been very alert of is motorcycles. I never get close to a motorcycle's tail. I always, well, most of the motorcyclists around here are smart enough to know to stay out of the blind spot of a car. But I never, when a motorcycle's in front of me and it's pulling up, say, a stoplight, I never ride their ass. I just, it's horrible. I feel bad for the woman, but she's gone. And it's her husband and their 4-year-old that now have to deal with this. And it's just, it's horrible. We have this road out here is, I'm guessing it's probably 2 miles long to the next roadways, my road, like the next major roadway. And motorcycles like to fly down this road and, you know, gas it, open it full throttle. But we had yesterday in Pennsylvania, which those of you that know your geography know that New Jersey is just east of Pennsylvania. But a motorcycle club did a Christmas in July for Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. And they do that around here at Christmas time too. That I never understood, Squatch. Why you guys have these such loud, you know, motorcycles. I mean, well, we're in the back of the house, so it's not too bad. But if I'm out front, they're just so loud. And I mean, I guess in most of the cases, the driver's kind of ahead of the sound, or maybe the helmet, because here, this is a helmet state. But I don't know how motorcycle riders with those big old hogs don't, how they can stand it. Well, the guy who played the cemetery worker in um, Undead, Nick, he's a big biker. Well, the motorcyclists here, they do a Christmas toy drive. The Marines do a Christmas toy drive. That's Toys for Tots, but there's another organization, Toys for Kids. Well, we've meaning the Benites have done toy shopping before for kids. We didn't do it last year, but we did it the 3 years prior to that. The vet's office, where I take Archer and Sable, has a Christmas tree, and it's something angels. And kids write on the back of an angel a present they want for Christmas, and it gets hung on these trees. And you go and you take one of the angels and you buy that toy and you bring it there and drop it off. And we, not last year, but the 3 years prior to that, we bought, and when I say we, I mean us, because you guys contributed to it. We bought 14, and 1 year 20 toys. What we do is we tell the place, the vet's office, because they get picked up on like the 23rd or the 20th, because they have a party for all the families and they hand out the gifts. So we tell them, look, you got to give me to like the 17th. Tell me how many tags are left, and I'll come get them, and we'll go get the gifts. Because the thing is that so much of it you can find just on Amazon. A lot of it we went to Walmart and got. Plus, kids are smart now. They ask for gift cards. But a lot of it we would order from, I think it had a $20 limit. And there's one I tell you about. I've told you this story um, many times. But there was one kid that asked for a microscope. So we found a pretty decent little microscope set, but it was $65 or something. And we bought that because I'm thinking to myself, kids usually ask for like games or, gift cards or something like that. A lot of kids will ask for clothes. But what kid asked for something science related? So we spent the money on him. And one little kid asked for a bike. So we got her a bike. I wear, I take my Apple AirPods and put them in my ear when I'm mowing the lawn for two reasons. Number one, I can hear the phone, or if I get a text. But number two, because they're ear protection. When I took and I got my handgun and I went to the live fire, they have a range here in the township, a couple miles from here, and I wanted to go fire the gun. So they give you a gun safety course and all, and I went there, and we had to wear ear protection, obviously, and eye protection. It's another nice mellow night out. We are supposed to get in the 90s the end of the week. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
In Egg Harbor Township, it's currently 78 degrees.
Our next heat wave. '92. Thursday, well, we show Wednesday 89, Thursday 92, Friday 90, Saturday 87, Sunday 87. So we got one more mild day. Sable's back, y'all. Sable's back. Come on, baby girl. We want you out here, but you got to be good. I had those. I prefer for earmuffs too, but if you're all right, thank you. But I also like those foam plugs you roll up and you stick in your ears. Holly, my God, I'm sorry. J Lo, I apologize because you just said hi to her and she did that. How dare you? Sable's a little fresh again. Did you guys hear that? You had to hear that. She's out of control. This one. They're in utter disbelief
For what?
from that explosion.
I don't know what you mean.
Nobody said a word since it happened.
I apologize.
J-Lo had just said, "Hi, Holly. Hi, Sable," and she's gone completely silent.
Hi, J-Lo.
It's a possibility your eruption deafened the fans.
Well, then I'll leave.
Nobody asked for that. Just thank God it came out that end. I apologize, folks. I try to provide a safe, healthy environment, and you had to hear that. Two minutes has passed since anybody has said anything.
Because they're fascinated by you.
No, I was in utter and complete shock. Did you tell Mom that Nigel said hi? Hi, Stephanie. Ronnie, you didn't hear anything?
See, it didn't actually happen.
It must have been one of those motorcycles driving by. I think Ronnie's just being kind. There's no way that she's watching this and didn't hear that. Blah!
Just stop. It wasn't like that. It wasn't that bad.
What do you consider bad if that wasn't bad?
Did anybody watch anything over the weekend?
Did you watch House of Dragon last night? It's
Only one more episode.
next week's the season finale. Ronnie, I think you're kind.
Sable, am I gonna have to take you back inside?
Sable, be good so we can keep you out here. She's so looking for an animal to kill. Look at this, J-Lo and the Fitches. Bewitched just popped up.
Oh, did you tell her that thing that you wanted to tell her?
I did. Yeah, last night was an interesting episode. I won't give spoilers, but you see how things are going. But next week, I think we're going to have two people killed off. Damon and
No,
I don't know.
not until next season. They're not gonna have a season without Damon and Amy. I know you're irritated with Damon being at the.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. His story arc is a piece of shit. It's boring. But I'll tell you, the young sister with the silver hair, you didn't say it yesterday, but you know from the books what's going on. Her daughter, or Damon's daughter, who went off track.
Oh yeah.
She's going looking for that.
Sheep stealer.
Yeah, that one bitch with the red hair, not the queen, but the one that has that was the castle that the young daughter stopped at. She went looking for the sheep stealer. Remember, you saw the burn mark outside? Well, she's going to get that dragon. You watch. You know, what was the spoiler I had from Not the spoiler, but the plot hole I had.
25. What for what?
Either House of Dragon or I asked you it yesterday. It was some plot hole. Oh, no.
What?
I can't remember what it was. There was something I said about why could Daenerys.
Oh, she didn't burn.
Oh, yeah. Daenerys, a Targaryen, could not burn. You remember they put her in the fire and she came out with the 3 baby dragons hatched in Game of Thrones? So I don't get why, like, the king, Aegon, is he the king?
Yes.
Why he burned up. And,
Well, he wasn't a full-blooded Targaryen.
yeah, but is Daenerys? Sable.
I'll take her back in time.
Not yet. Just give her a minute.
Go pee anyway.
Oh my God, between the burps and the sharing of bodily fluids, you've become quite the rapscallion.
Thank you. I like that word.
I wanted to know why Daenerys couldn't burn.
I thought it was because Daenerys' parents were brother and sister, so she was a full-blooded Targaryen. But I could be wrong.
Well, what about? I don't know. We'll see.
Come on, sweetie girl. You're being bad. Come on.
She sees the animals out back, the wildlife, and she loses it. Are these broadcasts better for you guys at 7, 8, or 9? Yeah, I figured as much. Cherie, of course, has to be the odd man out. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking of, the time difference. That's why, like, 8 kind of works because people on the West Coast, I mean, who works 9 to 5 anymore? It's either 8 to 5 or 8 to 4:30. Up there. It's back. So, anyway, I've been on about an hour tonight, so I'm going to hop off here now, and I'll be back tomorrow with some exciting stuff. So, see ya. Love you. Bye for now.